TDS test. Test.
Mr. Odd.
Welcome and test.
That's advertisements done. There is no music in the menu. I've turned music down in game. I don't know what's copyrighted and what's not. As you can see, there's new game and tutorial. I'm going to do the tutorial as I've not spent a single minute in this game, and then we'll discover this together. Oh, I should turn off the opening screen, shouldn't I? So you can actually see what I'm talking about. I'll wait till you can actually see what I'm talking about before I start clicking buttons. Welcome everybody. You can see I borrowed the Fallout layout for this demo. Steam recommended the game because I like Fallout. And I thought that would be an appropriate layout to utilize. I hope everybody's doing well this afternoon. I got a late start because I elected to have a late lunch before starting. Keep my protein up. Get a good bit of nutrition into me. Gonna start with the tutorial. This is a survival-based game. Excellent. So far the tutorial going to be me reading. Welcome to the road to Vostok tutorial. This tutorial will guide you through the most important game mechanics and controls. Let's start with settings. You can access settings via escape. Through these settings, you can change inputs, different system values, and performance options. Interface is your main UI, which contains elements such as inventory, equipment, vitals, and stats. One of the things I want to know is, nope, there is no controller support. The main game may have it. This is, of course, the demo. Boy, those guys are ominous over there, aren't they? All right, so escape opens up the settings, and as you can see, the game is paused when you hit escape. All right, here's our controls. The standard WSAD movement controls. C for crouch, space for jump, sprint is shift. I have gone ahead and attached toggle instead of hold for the sprint, lean, and aim functions. Q and E are lean left and right, which is, is somewhat intuitive. 1 and 2 are your primary weapons. 3 is your knife. You have 2 possible grenades attached to 4 and 5. I see no reason to change any of those, although it appears that you can. Mouse wheel up and down will raise and lower your weapon. Music preset. We're going to switch that to off. And I have music volume down anyway, but we've switched it to off. Just to double protect ourselves there. I've switched master volume down to about 3/4 and ambient volume to match, just so we're not blowing out anybody who's watching. If it's not loud enough, we'll discover that together and we can crank that up. Based on the few tips that I have seen online, I've turned interpolate off. It tends to blur your vision when you move. Field of view, I always turn as wide up as possible, and if it becomes distracting, I'll turn it down. Head bob, I have turned down. Look sensitivity, I'm at middle of the road on the mouse settings. If I'm not happy with any of these, I can change them. The color settings, I'm going to go with default unless I find them to be unhappy. The only one I changed was exposure, because nighttime in this game is very dark, and I didn't want the other end of the stream to be basically a black screen. So I will be able to see, and hopefully you will. The HUD, I'm leaving alone for now. We'll see whether or not we want to change any of that. Display, obviously, I can change to windowed. If I see performance issues, I can change to windowed. It'll free up some resources by playing it in windowed. We're running right now at VSync.
We're on the road to Vostok.
We are. How you doing, dog? The game, we're gonna run this demo, and we might need multiple days to finish the demo, but the game itself is relatively inexpensive, so I don't know. We might today's the 22nd.
Looks good so far.
Yeah, the settings seem to be pretty standard.
All here, Sarge. Yourself and yours? Hey all.
We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. And like I said, I put that on toggle, so if I want to lean, I have to hit it again to lean back. Interface is your main UI, which elements such as inventory, access it via the tab button. This is my inventory. These are tools available in early access. This is the primary, secondary, knife, grenades, backpack, rig, and helmet. And this gives me my equipped, the equipped equipment. This tells me what my current status is here. So yeah, this looks pretty straightforward. Cat. Grandma's cat health level. Cat health activates if you decide to rescue the cat and bring her to your shelter. Cat health decreases over time. Cat health increases when you feed the cat with consumables such as cat food or canned tuna. Okay. Insanity, medical condition, a condition where your sanity breaks and you start having dark thoughts. This is an in-depth survival game. You can have a lot of different effects. Your inventory isn't so much based on how much weight you can carry, although that does come into play with the overweight condition. The biggest issue is going to be how you arrange your shit in your pack. If you want more information about an item, the icon or specific value, you can use Tooltip. Try Tooltip by opening the interface.
I remember a time when some 8-bit computer games came with a section of card you could put over your computer's keyboard and it showed what key did what. There's nothing like that anymore.
Yeah, I remember those. I had Subhunt, and there was a overlay. It wasn't just a section of card, though. It had a, I want to say it wasn't cellophane. It was thin plastic, but it wasn't, it was very pliable, and it went over the keyboard, and the
Yes,
keys...
Submarine Hunter. OMG. That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, and the whole keyboard was covered by that overlay, and around the outside it had different tips about how to operate the sub, and then over the keys itself, that thin membrane redesignated all your keys for the game. All objects that logically have storage space are interactable.
Carrier Command had something similar.
I never played Carrier Command. In my early years of video gaming, I was strictly a sub guy. A lot of my friends liked playing the carrier games, but I preferred to be more sneaky in my attacks. So loot is generated in these containers, and items are also physically scattered in the game world. You can open, pick, and interact with. When you have items available in the interface, you can choose item actions with context menu with the right mouse button. Okay, so you can open, pick, and interact with, middle mouse button. When you have items available in the interface, you can choose action items with context menu, right mouse button. Open container and try context menu. Okay, so here we have items in the... So here are things that you might find out in the world. This is a container. Now, obviously, your best bet, sugar. Here's one that I discovered. There's one of these, I'm going to need yeast during the game because yeast creates alcohol with the sugar. Now you see, now I'm overweight because of all the things I've chosen to carry. So I have to decide what I should do without, which really, this guy's a lightweight, if you think about it. I'm going to get rid of this and replace it with that because that allows me to cook. That seems like a... Now you see, this weight is 0.8 kilos. This weight is 4.5 kilos. So I just replaced... Basically, I'd remove 4 kilos out of my pack. Now, of course, I don't have to reorganize this. But I'm a neat freak. So now I should not be overweight. But carrying 6.9 kilos and it's marked as yellow, that's That's more than it should be. Because 6.9 kilos is less than 15 pounds. Equipment are dedicated item slots and linked to several important character slots. That's capacity 20. That's capacity 30, so I took the right one.
Koskahan sitä ehtis lomailla?
That needs batteries.
Tupakkamies on aina tupakkamies.
Still don't have a, what's this? This is, if I equip this, what did I lose? No, I'd rather equip that. Although this might be brighter. That's 0.1 kilos. That's 0.2 kilos yet. Let's equip that and drop that. That's lighter weight for the same matches. Take those. And like I said, I'm not required to clean up these. Just makes me feel better. Now let me come back here. There's batteries that yep. Having batteries in my pack means that when this runs out, I'll have batteries to repower it.
Tarvitse se inventaariokin tehdä.
Make everything a little bit neater. Actually, if I do this, everything's just that much neater. Is there anything else I need out of here while I'm here? Salty licorice. No, salty licorice is negative hydration. That's plus 40 hydration. That's only plus 30. What did I... Those are plus 30 hydration. Yeah, like I said, the sugar I can trade for all right. We're going to transfer some bandages, a tourniquet, some melatonin, a cold medicine, an antibiotic, painkiller.
Salty licorice is the most drool-producing thing in existence.
A med kit,
Tupakkamies on aina tupakkamies.
and an IFAK. I don't know what an IFAK is. But I feel like I needed at least that much of that. Yeah, salty licorice would definitely... Now, there are several weapons in game. One of the easiest weapons to get a hold of, from what I've seen, is the MP5 and the MP5K. But all of these weapons are of various availability. The KP-31, it's World War II era submachine gun. Having something that can reach out and touch someone. Definitely a plus.
Is that an MP7 I see there? That's 6.8 millimeters, right? Rare ammo type.
In the real world, it's 6.8, but it's 4.6 by 30 here, which is even more stupidly rare. But the good old MP5K is 9x19, one of the most common rounds in the universe. You can also go with the G7, the good old 1911, or the Karov, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's 9x18, which is the Soviet 9mm.
4.6, that's the round that splits into 3 on impact, armor buster.
Technically, it's an armor defeating round, but I wouldn't count on it to do any real armor defeating. All right. We have some 9x19 magazines. That's the wrong one. This fires the 7.62 rimmed, if I'm not mistaken. I just have to find it in here. There it is. No magazines for the Mosin, which is a good thing and a bad thing. That's 9x18. That's 45.
Scope upgrade?
I think I can find some in-game. But,
Liked and shared.
wait a minute, 9x19. I'm looking for 9x18. No, 9x19. I was right. 9x18 is Soviet. 9x39 is...
Thanks, Star.
Hey, Sin, welcome aboard. How'd your stream go? 9x19, that's that World War II subgun.
NP. I know your cousin Rostar.
Tupakkamies on aina tupakkamies.
And
Went well, thank you.
good to hear. Now, I
How
don't
are
know
you
if
doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Attachments. Here's
My
where I
cousin.
can customize. Now, I can throw...
I don't know who that is, lol.
Well, I think I just put that scope on here. Don't know if I did.
Ignore me, I'm joking around.
You'll get that a lot from Dog.
Joku päivä vielä.
Let's...
But FYI, Rostar is Worldstar's brother. LOL. / ignore dogbrov.
Okay,
JK
I get it.
LOL.
This has got the PU scope.
LOL again.
So I just grabbed a scope and basically threw it away. Oh, there's where I put the scope. And now I've done something. See, that's... All right, this is compatible with VDU Pro Navy RMO.
Ois paniko ennen vanhaa.
So, Navy. It's also compatible with ATOG, EXP, HMR, and Cobra. Cobra looks like the one that's easiest to see around. That's how you load your magazines.
ACOG is a bit much for a close assault weapon.
It is, but that MP5K can be used from quite a distance away. And I think I just dropped that. I did. All right. All right, I just picked up those rounds that I accidentally dropped on the ground, though, and they're gone. How do I load the Mosin? I know how to load a magazine, but this doesn't have a magazine. Let's see if I can... There's no reload functionality. Yeah, there's no reload outside of your inventory.
Tiedätkö, aina ei vaan jaksaisi.
So now, if there's no magazine...
Must be an automatic feature when the weapon empties.
The weapon's empty right now. Yeah, weapon is empty. And there is no reload option.
Press the right mouse button to remove the mag.
There's no magazine on a
I'm
Mosin.
Googling here.
There's no mouse. There is no magazine on a Mosin. Let me ask my trusty friend Perplexity. Press Control once. This
The
pulls
insert
back.
cartridge option works with weapons such as the shotgun and the Mosin bolt-action rifle. To use
Open
it to
the-
reload those weapons, you
open
must
the
equip the
bolt.
weapon and press the
Press-
control button.
Press the Control button. Yep. So we can... Why isn't that listed in the... Okay, so... Yeah, I have the bolt open.
Tiedätkö, aina ei vaan jaksaisi.
Insert rounds is left mouse button. There we go.
Hey Rob. Hey everyone.
Hey Zero, welcome aboard.
LOL, one of the most important game features in a shooter, how to reload, not mentioned in the instructions.
Not in the instructions, and I'm not seeing... There it is. Prepare insert.
0. Gonna be mostly lurking, still moving.
I've got to tell you, prepare insert is not exactly what I would call the reload of a rifle. This is one of those instances where the indie developer is not a firearms guy. And this one happens to show that he's not a firearms guy.
I see it, it's R for reload.
R is not for reload.
Any game with the instruction prepare insert sounds like one of those Japanese games I'm no longer allowed to touch. Not the repair insert.
R is for reload on a magazine-fed weapon. So, yeah. That's a little bit different. Prepare insert. I would never have thought that that was... Oh, by the way, you want to put this in here, but you don't want to do it that way.
Oh, there is more than one type of reload? That's weird.
Yeah, reload for the Mosin, because it doesn't have a magazine, requires you to open the bolt and insert rounds. Reload for a magazine-fed weapon. So if I'm using this, now I can use the R button and put a magazine in.
Lemojakin se on pidellä.
Now when I reload, if I go back to my inventory, see I have 5 left here. Take this box and do that. I top off the magazine. But I lost a box of Mosin rounds because when I dropped it and picked it up, it didn't register me as picking it up, and it didn't go back. Maybe it went back in here.
Mies on aina tuo vakkamies.
Nope. It's just gone. Plenty of 9x39, I don't need them. 9x18, I don't need them. 45 ACP, don't need them. 7.62, don't need. 223, I don't need. The 1270, I don't need. And that's a drum magazine for that 9x19. That's a legendary attachment. And yes, it is a legendary.
No niin.
When a knife is equipped, you can draw it with the 3 key. You can slash with left mouse or stab with the right mouse. You have 2 grenades in 4 and 5. You can prayer high throw with left or a low throw with right. So this is the RGD-5 grenade. This is the F1 grenade. This is the M50 grenade. And this is the M43 grenade. If you know your grenades, that's excellent. If you don't know your grenades, well, you're just kind of SOL, aren't you? The Jaeger 140 looks like a SRK style knife. This Grama 200 looks... it looks like I'm thirsty. And looks like I am in need of something to eat as well. Luckily, we're still in the room where there's food and drink, so I can eat and drink and then go take more. But I have to decide what knife I want. This looks like a large, slower knife. Half a kilo, just short of half a kilo, 0.2 kilos. This, all right, like I said, this looks like an SRK style knife. This looks like a slightly larger Tanto type knife, and this looks like a very large Tanto style knife. I'm going to go with the SRK style knife because that's the type that I carried with me in Iraq. I'm going to...
That's not a knife, this is a knife.
I'm going to equip the RGD-5 because it actually looks like the Soviet lemon style grenade I'm familiar with. That's a World War I/II frag style grenade that were not very effective. The Soviet lemon grenades were actually quite effective. And I'm going to equip one of these, and I'm going to take a pair of spares. Because you always should have spares. Now I'm going to go back over here to where the
Any smokes or flashbangs?
Was it this one? Nope. It was the first one here. Alright. This one was where the food was, so now I'm going to go into my food here, and I am going to drink the juice. I'm going to eat the meat. Now I'm going to get myself some more juice. What is the coffee good for? The coffee is half a kilo. It reduces hydration and reduces mental. You'd think they would add to mental. I'm going to take the soda. I'm going to take the peas. I'm going to take the meatballs. Definitely going to take the peanuts. I'm going to take the licorice. I will take the pineapple and the peaches. Yeah, I'll take the tomatoes. Tomatoes are evil. Why does mustard reduce your mental? I want to know what their thoughts are as to making various decisions. You know what I mean? You gotta take that inverter and those nails. Surprisingly enough, I am still, now, not overweight. armor. I'm currently wearing the K-19 rig. I could just pick up a strike face plate, or I could pick up a different rig.
Save space for anything you might find in the world?
This is... Well, this tutorial may not let me take any of this with me, so I'm just grabbing what I can right now. This rig weighs 0.5 kilos, this rig weighs 0.5 kilos, this rig weighs 1.1 kilos, so I'm going to drop this rig here and grab this rig. This protection level 5. Well, duh.
Oispa niinku ennen vanhaa.
And that time it worked. So this currently has an armor plate in it, right? Okay, remove armor. There's my plate. Armor rating 4, I should say, not 5. And helmet, I can get a 3A or a 2. Based on weight is the only reason that you would choose them, and I'm going to go with the better protection. I'm going to go back through the other box and see if I can find myself a watch or a map. I don't think there's going to be a watch or a map in the other box over there, but I may have missed it. What's this? This is a belt pouch. I've already got a belt pouch. Oh, that's me. I'm looking at me instead of the... I'm looking for a timepiece. Alright, there's...
Jahas, tervepä vaan.
Alright, this is my first trader. See, he's got an MP5K here. He's got a stove. Got all this stuff that I could be buying from him. Or I could trade him stuff, right? If I didn't have things that I needed, I could trade him stuff. One of the things in game he's gonna have is, see, he's got 94.15 for supply value, right? I have a price value of all inventory items, so that's what my stuff is worth. One of the things he's going to have in game is the key to a hideout. He'll give me a job, like this one here. I have a rash down there from using old newspaper. Newspaper's a trusted friend when resources are scarce, but after multiple weeks of wiping, you start to get some serious problems. Deliver toilet paper. Receive a flashlight. If I deliver toilet paper, he'll give me the flashlight.
No niin.
and I don't know how to actually deliver it, so...
Ihmeiden aika ei ole
There,
ohi.
the complete button
Heath.
showed up. Gotcha. And see, he gave me that thing there. Now, he says, you're probably just one of these modern-day hippies who only licks mint pasties when things get rough, but if you happen to find one of these, bring a pack or two and some matches as well. And what he wants is
Tupakkamies on aina tupakkamies.
cigs and mat. And he'll give me an alarm clock. Now, I don't know what the mat is. Obviously, cigs are cigarettes, I'm assuming.
Zero.
Usually don't complain, but my fucking back is killing me every morning when I wake up. Feels like a gunshot directly in my spine. It won't be long when you're just like me and those
The merchant
cursed
sounds like Mr. Bean.
French cars. Deliver painkiller, painkiller, painkiller. Now, I happen to have one painkiller, and I know that there's more across the way, and he'll give
Tässä
me
inventaariokin tehdä.
a ration, 20 Mosin rounds, and 30 bullets that I don't need. So, if I do that,
Tervetuloa uudemman kerran.
and I go over here to medical, and there's only one more thing of painkillers. I can't give him everything. So, come back over here,
Jahas, kaupanteko
go to
kiinnostais?
tasks. Thankfully, it's not still selected. I can't do that one. But see all the tasks
Tupakkamies on
he
aina
could give me.
tupakkamies.
Toolbox bucket, duct tape, nails, and batteries. He's obviously planning an explosive here, but he'll give me 2 grenades and a helmet. I already have the helmet. My hydration's going down. My mental is going down. So I do need to stop and drink again. Deliver him a pike, and he'll give me a fucking rifle, magazine, and ammo for it.
Oi voi.
For 1 fish. So go find myself a fishing pole and fish for him. If I find a KP-31 and a drum mag, he'll give me body armor and an ATOG. If I deliver beer, he'll deliver me a rifle and ammo. And here we go. He wants an inverter, cable, battery, and a jerry can. And he'll give me a PV7 night vision. So that's the kind of missions you can get from him. And in exchange, you can get from him things that you want. In this case, he has ammo for 1270. He's got food. Let's see, pineapple, and this does food and water at the same time. So my offer value is higher than his. His offer value is higher than mine. So he's going to make out on that deal. But of course he is, right?
Nopeaa ja helppoa. Kiitokset. Tervetuloa uudemman kerran.
And now I eat that, and my hydration will go up, my energy should go up, and my mental should go up. As divided into 3 hostile factions, which occupy different areas of the game. We've got bandits, we've got guards, and we have military. Easy, medium, and hard AI. Each AI faction has different abilities and possess rare spawn changes. Map instances can spawn maximum of 10 AIs. Once you've eliminated all, you will have peace. Until you reset the area by exiting the zone, or, well, it's exiting the zone. So, like, you get a cabin that you live in. Entering your cabin is exiting the zone. So, you're done when you enter the cabin. You come back out, that zone's been reset. The loot resets, but so do the enemies. The other instance information about them that's valuable to know is if you don't want to reset the zone, you can take melatonin and sleep in the zone. You get the rest, and the zone doesn't reset. Like AI, Game World is divided into 3 zones, which has different maps. Area 5 is the starting zone, low-tier loot. The divider zone, the border zone, medium-tier loot. And the permadeath zone, Vostok, the high-tier loot. You can travel through these zones and maps through transitions with certain travel costs related to character, vitals, and world simulations. Transitions are marked with transition flags. Game uses world simulation with creates day-night cycles in dynamic weather, seasons, and randomized events. Simulation rates are day-night, 24 hours equals 2.4 IRL. World simulation is linked to sleeping and map transition, which increases simulation time. You can see current time with time-related items, pick a time item, clock, and equip it. There's no clock in the nightstand. It's on the nightstand, and I can't target it. Oh, you crazy bastard. Guess we're not playing with the clock. Shelters are safe areas that allow you to save simulation time, character progress, and loot. Shelters can be unlocked with keys which you acquire by completing tasks. All shelters can be customized with item placement in decor mode. You can use item placement with G and move furniture by activating decor mode. So, decor mode. Turn on decor mode, and then cabinet wood. Very much like Fallout. Use the mouse wheel to spin the item instead of other controls. Then F1 turns it off. Vostok is a high-risk, high-reward permadeath zone, where death results in losing all existing progression. Permadeath in this game deletes all save files, so you lose absolutely everything. When you travel towards Vostok maps, you're warned before the transition. When you enter Vostok maps, a red permadeath skull will also appear in the upper corner of the screen. Alright, so understand. Now I can get the alarm clock. Now I can equip the alarm clock. I don't know what equipping it did for me because simulation time stays locked during the tutorial, so it doesn't really matter. Banded corpse. That's how you loot, by the way. You find the corpse and you loot it. Now, there's guitar, harmonica, fishing rod. Now, when I look, that fishing rod is taking up a lot of space. The harmonica isn't, but I can put that on the edge, take up less space. Now, when we get to water, I can use that fishing rod to fish. For my meals. And it'll help me out a lot. Now, does any of this stuff come with me when I leave the tutorial? I don't know. Now I'm thirsty and hungry again. Or at least thirsty. So let's... I only have one thing of juice. Was there any juice left in these supplies over here? I don't think so. Yeah, there's no... Oh, let me take one of these. I didn't take any lotion. How could I put the lotion on the skin if I don't have any lotion? Alright. I don't have any juice, so I'm going to eat another pineapple. And again, I've staved off the thirst. The med kit looks like it cures an awful lot, so let's find out if any of this comes with me when I leave here. I doubt it does. But now that we know the basics, and oh, by the way, You get one save file. And every time you enter the menu, it turns the music back on. I don't know if that's a bug in the demo or if that's and because, all right, this is the demo. I'm going to leave it as standard, although well, I can't move it to available in early access. I don't have the early access right now, although if we enjoy this, if I enjoy this, I'll probably have early access before the end of next week. And I think I'm going to enjoy this because it seems like a very in-depth survival game. And the enjoyment factor is going to depend on how crazy he set the AI. So yeah, that's going to depend on the AI settings. But I think we're going to be okay here. Okay, this is our cabin. We can sleep 4 to 8 hours. We have a nightstand. Nightstand is empty, but I have a 45. I have batteries, but no light. I have a M52 jacket. We're going to equip that. We're going to equip that. Apparently, I've got no pants. We've got plenty of space to put equipment down. We're going to look in our fridge. The fridge is empty. Our cabinets are empty. So we have plenty of storage space, just nothing to store right now. We need to keep our eyes open for eyes and ears open. In the village, anybody who, if we die, we only lose any loot we currently have on us.
Have you got binoculars?
No, I have I have a shirt, a pistol, and a spare magazine. And a little bit of extra ammo. I don't even have a pair of pants.
So all that faffing with equipment earlier was for nothing? LMAO.
Exactly. It was introducing us to the equipment. I have no idea why they let me do all that.
We was robbed.
I always get robbed.
Daylight skullduggery.
That I can sell. I thought I heard somebody speaking. I definitely hear somebody. I hear somebody else. Take the nails. Book, children. Yeah, I'll take it. Pants. I don't have a oh, I do have a no, I don't have a magazine for that. It's the first house I've been in. That's not a cabinet. Yeah, they're outside. Where outside, I don't know. Over there somewhere. Bucket. Can't make Killdew without a bucket.
That candle is suspicious. He was looking at you funny.
Oh, this just stop. Alright, it just paused funny. This used to be a sauna. I can... That was 2.2 kilos. Definitely want to keep that legendary drum magazine over that hot plate. I have 2 of those, none of those. Oh, that might be why I don't need that. Alright, I've got quite a bit of stuff. In my first venture. I only had to fire 1 bullet for it. Now here's the thing. Going inside just resets. Well, that's where I placed it. Why isn't it letting me pick things up?
Zephas just dropped his leash next to my feet. I think, maybe, he's telling me he wants to go for a walk.
Alright, it's not letting me pick things up in my inventory right now, which is kind of odd, because being able to move things
BRB.
in your inventory, kind of important. And I just had something disappear in my inventory. Well, I moved it. What is this? Matches. Okay, I accidentally equipped that. And I equipped that. Not being able to move things in my inventory is really frustrating right now. Especially because they just taught me that's sort of an important aspect of the game. Item management, you know? And since I can't reload without moving things in my inventory, what I have to do is at least quit to main menu. And then load game and see if I've restored that functionality. I have not. Now, I'm going to restart the game. And hope that that restores the functionality. Sometimes demos are a little broken. Yes, it is back to normal. All right, we've checked out the yellow house and the sauna. However, by going into our home and back out, we did reset the zone. Technically, I should have rechecked that barn.
Ahoy.
Tony, welcome aboard.
Did you get my message, bro?
Depends on where you sent it to, Tony. If you texted me, I am very randomly getting texts. And no, I didn't look for any messages.
Hello, dog. Odd, Tony. I let Amanda and Leela know, so I'm guessing not. I'm in the process of moving so I can't respond as often.
Don't know what value the cans will have.
I just woke up a short while ago though. But today will go quick. Everything can fit into the grocery carts. Then it's just cleaning left.
Nice.
Didn't know where to since you said you was going to text me on backup numbers, so tried best to get message to going to view a house tomorrow. All goes well. Vonnie aka Angels Gaming will be moving by end
Nice. And I apologize
of
for
July,
not...
so fingers crossed.
I apologize
Because I
for...
got my dresser, some drawers, and radio cabinet down last night.
I did intend to text
Hello
you
Zero
and
and all.
completely forgot, buddy. Looky, looky, we got ourselves a shotgun, no ammo for it. A magazine. That's for an AKM. We haven't found any shotgun shells yet.
It's fine Rob, I have tied FB Messenger, Discord and WhatsApp, so last resort I told Leela and Amanda. Guess you not seen them or seen any messages.
Amanda's not great at relaying messages, and Layla's still dealing with her health issues, so...
But it's all good, you know now.
Yes, thank you. And congratulations on getting the house squared away. I know you've been working on that for quite some while now.
Not quite yet, but yes, still got to do deposit if viewing goes well. ID send you a link to house, but it's where you see.
All right, buddy. Easiest way to get it to me is in Discord, of course. Oh, that one's better.
Private or group cause private, like I said, if have tried.
Private better. That's only 15 kilos. That's 30. That's 20.
Okay. Sent.
That matches.
Got to say, this game doesn't look very great even for demo.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty cool so far. Already got copies of those books. That duct tape? It is duct tape, but I can't pick it up. Okay. There's somebody nearby. All right, I'm thirsty.
Well, if you're enjoying, then cool, just being honest.
Well, it's all brand new to me, so obviously we'll discover just how good it is. It's been recommended by Steam's system. All right, somebody's just inside that house, but I hear somebody a lot closer. And that's how quickly you can lose your progress. And does that gun come with a magazine? It looks like it's got. So if that's got a magazine, do I have any 9x19? Oh, I lost the ammo I had, and the gun I had, and all my clothes. It's all behind that house now. I don't have a gun with ammo. And I didn't store any ammo here. It was all in my back pocket. I don't have a weapon now. I have 9x19. I have one round of 9x19. How am I supposed to load the weapon if I can't remove the magazine? It says 7+1, so apparently it's got some ammo in it right now.
Right-click on the gun.
Yeah, that's not how that moves. I have to have another magazine. You drop ammo into the magazine in your inventory to load the magazine. But if I can't remove the magazine, I can't load the magazine.
You can't remove the mag from the pop-up menu?
No. The only way I've found in-game, well, the tutorial even tells you, the only way to load the magazine is in the inventory.
Works in the full game at least. No idea if that's some demo limitation.
Could be a demo limitation. I have to get up around that house to find my body. I think. I may, in fact, have permanently lost all my gear. Which would suck because the 45 is by far the better weapon. already have those books. I'm glad that I turned the gain up as far as I did. You guys wouldn't be able to see anything. That nightstand had a bucket in it. I want to see the man who can stick a bucket in a nightstand. That's a special talent. That sounds like somebody is at the side of the building. Sound is very deceptive in this game. Holy shit. Weapon jam, press, reload. Transfer that, transfer that, transfer that. Take that Mosin. I want to know why my see a little muscle in the bottom? It won't go back up. And prior to my getting shot, it wasn't going back up.
Mouse wheel should move it up/down.
Didn't realize that I had it at the high ready. Gotcha. Now I got shot back here. If I'm going to be able to recover my gear, it should be back here, and I don't see a body back here. That means I'm not recovering my gear. This weapon's useless. Oh, is this magazine for this? It is. Do I have a 9x18? I don't. And I only have 2 rounds for that Mosin. Why is this guy carrying an empty magazine? He's not carrying an empty magazine. He's carrying it separate. Okay. I have 4 rounds for this. And I have 2 rounds for this. And I would be much better off with the pistol in the house. I need medical supplies. Have I found a backpack that I'm using? I did. If I equip these, does that increase my supply of matches? No, it doesn't. Can I combine those? I can. I can't combine nails, though. Sea boots, insulation 5, value 160. Same value. Nails have value. That's valuable. Oh, that's very valuable. Moving around at night, harder for me to see, but harder for me to be seen, so. Not my favorite situation. But far from the worst place I've ever been. You know, there's only 10 people per zone. I've never seen more than 3. And if that's another car off, Matt, it is. Another car off, Mag. No, it's a medical supply. You would think these backpacks might have something in them. They don't, but you'd think they do.
Max 3 are active at the same time.
That's why I've never seen more than 3. Gotcha. Thanks, Tony. I already cleared the sauna and the yellow house. I should go back home and drop stuff off. Did I just hear somebody whistling? If I drop stuff off, I will have equipment when I die again. Notice I didn't say if I die. Of course, by going into my house, here is the drawback. You can't open a backpack in your inventory and put things in it. So what the hell is this? When I go inside here, I'm going to reset the cell. Which means all the bad guys get reborn. I just lost a magazine. I just lost a flippin' magazine. How do I turn on my freaking flashlight? Laser is T. Mouse thumb button 2. Well, I have a mouse thumb button, but it's not responding to it. Do I have a flashlight anymore? I don't have a flashlight anymore. I just lost a magazine with 6 rounds in it, trying to put it on a shelf. It dropped between these walls. There are glitches in games, and then there's this shit. Oh, and I should have picked up some pants. Well, no, the 6-round magazine's back in my inventory. Removing a magazine from a magazine-fed weapon that only has 1 magazine is not possible. Which is a pain in the ass.
What happens if you try?
Try what? Taking a magazine out? I already did. I tried to remove that magazine because I have 1 bullet in a box. It would not let me hit R to remove the magazine. And I can't just drop the box on top of it in my inventory because we discovered during
R
the
does
tutorial.
not remove the mag.
No, it doesn't. And neither does control. Control only works on the Mosin, or probably other bolt-fed.
You use the right mouse button on the gun.
We'll give it a try, Tony.
There's a remove mag in the pop-up menu.
We'll give it a try, Tony, but it has not been very... All right.
RMB on the gun in the menu.
So that did work. Right mouse button in the menu.
There we go.
And the fact the tutorial did not go over that is a little lame. So I have 2 rounds for that.
Replying to Pyromorphos, there we go.
The tutorial was a little frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. That's 223 ammo. I don't have a 223.
Doesn't this game have only one developer?
One guy. I am not faulting him at all. Do not get me wrong. One guy built this. Alright, my mental's at 48, my hydration's at 9, my health is at 21. I think I need some pears. Now then, we're going to drop 1 full magazine. I have 2 of those Karov pistols and 1 full magazine. Oh, come on. Don't give me grief, game. I jumped up here earlier. Now I have 2 of these drums. If I run across one of those machine guns, I only have 2 bullets for the MP5 here, so not like I'm about to go wild with that. If I had a better selection, I'd be happier. Now we advance again. Unfortunately, we've reset the cell. Oh, another Karov magazine. Yes, please. Whew. Been a lot of hand-holding in video games. Hit indicators and enemy flags and compasses. All right, that only holds 15 kilos. That holds 20, and I'm already using one of those, so I'm not switching. All the times I've come up here, I've failed to look in the fuse box. Oh, thank God. The one thing that I would like that he didn't do, and that's on the table for him to work on, to search duffel bags instead of only have the option of picking them up. feel like it would be definitely a thing. Duffel bags would be... Damn it. Just used a match unnecessarily. That's a better...
Broken leg, you'll get damage until you use a splint.
Great. Thank you. I'm about to die anyway. I just found a good weapon and I'm about to die. I don't have any other healing equipment. He knows where I am, too. Please be healing in here. Of course not. In a real world, I could go out a window. In the game, I can't. I still don't have anything to heal with. Well, I got a bunch of stuff to throw on my table. It's a frustrating game. Okay, I got a MP5K with 0 ammo for it and no magazine. The magazine from the MP5 will work with it, though. That's a 223 mag. transfer some matches in there. That way I'm not carrying the only matches I've got. What does lotion do for you? It doesn't say. Of course not. 223 ammo should go with the 223 magazine. Some hiking pants. I fully anticipate getting killed next time I go out. I have a 0 mag, a 2 mag, and a 3 mag.
One way to handle situation like this, very low stats, drop everything and go for a swim.
Does swimming kill me? I'm assuming that swimming kills you.
Yet if you go underwater for long enough you'll drown. And then respawn with full health.
I saw the water over here. Ugh. Better to equip the small thing of matches. Where's my hat? There's my hat. Should be gloves here too. Of course, finding everything after you've thrown it all around. Might be more difficult. My gloves seem to be missing. Unlike I was gonna sit on the sofa anyway. You know what? Equip. No, it's summer. Why my gloves disappeared? Out of all the things that could have disappeared. No more clothing items. A little bit of organization. Very little, but a little bit of organization. Oh, I didn't even notice the medicine cabinet. I don't know what the lotion's for. Probably for burns. All right. I have 7 shots with me. Is that enough? Zero of magazine 2, 0, 7. That's a 0 mag. That's a 2 mag. That's a 2 mag. Let me take that one. Now, if I reload, I should be putting the 2 mag in. There we go. So I have in inventory the 7 or the 6 mag. Let's try this again. Once more. Oh, the rain will make me harder to detect. Will also make them harder to detect, but all right, we've got a couple of things that are different in here already. We have something at the bottom of the stairs, which looks to be... Why can't I... All right, this is something that I read about. Sometimes objects in game.
Aiming with the weapon helps picking up.
Yeah, thanks. Sometimes objects in game are difficult to pick up. Matches, painkillers. That's a belt. I can use that. That adds to my ability to carry stuff. It also helps that this demo is something I'm playing blind. So not having had any info about it other than the comments on Steam and Steam recommending it to me, really goes a long way. And so far, it is enjoyable. The one thing that I don't really like is that every time I go home...
It's sad that you can't move or demo save to the release version save though.
Right. Well, I understand why that's frequently the case. Okay, this we're going straight to equip. This we're going to take. This we're going to take. Ho ho ho. The lack of being allowed to transfer demo stuff into a full version, not very rare. So that's not very surprising. The thing that I hope changes is choosing whether or not to reset the cell. In some way. Because just going home should not reset the cell. Because how else are you going to store your things without going home? And going home resets the cell. So you're automatically putting yourself into a dangerous situation. You know what I mean?
They have no plans for that because it's tied to how the AI system works. They are adding some friendly NPCs you might run into next patch.
Well, and like I said, he's a one-man show, and he's decided how he wants his game to run, and that's... I am not faulting him for how he's decided to run things. I just wish he had thought, there's a G7 mag. That's the first one of those I've found. I have 3 of those. I don't need more.
There's more shelters than just the single start location though. That
Oh,
opens up things a bit.
I've realized that there's more shelters. One of the comments on Steam talked about how you can get the shelter from the first dealer by making him some killju. And from my young days, I know how to make killju.
No, that's for the release version.
Oh, that's not in the pre-release version? I'm wondering how people know about the full version if it's not out yet then.
More shelters are in the early access at least. Demo might have limitations. The release version is out, it's just early access. It's just a $20 game luckily.
Yeah, he was not in any way greedy about his choice for how much he asked for it. And I'll tell you what, at $20, if this game was even close to as good as it is, and obviously I think that it's pretty good, I feel like it was a damn worth $20. I definitely think I have enough nails at this point. It's almost like this house is not being occupied. Yeah, I think this is certainly worth the $20. I hope that Steam doesn't come up with a way to force a price increase on release. I've seen them do that in the past. Another G7 mag. Be nice if I could find a G7. Preferably without it being fired at me. Yeah, and if hearing that voice, yeah, if can keep the price low, I'd be very happy. Not saying that he doesn't deserve a good price for his game, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna put a bigger magazine in here right now.
It's just cool that games like Half Sword and Road to Vostok have such great demos for people to test/try.
Definitely. I think I got away with a lot this time. All right. KAS 74U, that's 762 by 39 if I'm not mistaken. And I have one magazine for that. The Stanag mag, right? All right, Happy Stove. And it's got 17 rounds in it. The other magazine there is the KAM mag. So one of those magazines...
Hey Rob and all in chat.
Hey Alhoon, welcome aboard. One of those magazines is for that. No, that's not it. That's 223. So it's the KAM magazine that's for that. So let's... place it with it. And that KAM magazine has 19 rounds in it. Do I have any ammo that I picked up for it. I didn't think I did. No. But I did pick up 3 boxes of painkillers, some melatonin. Let's get all of our pistol mags in the same place, even if they're not for the same pistol. I'd love to be able to put the bullets from this magazine into this magazine. .762 by 39. Actually, I have 1 bullet.
You can unload mags.
You can? Unload. And then I take this. Excellent. Then I can take the other 2-round magazine off the table. I think there's a 2-rounder still on the table. And do the same thing. I don't think I'm going to need nails right soon. Although I might. You never can tell, right? Oop. Almost made it underneath there before it touched something and fell. That's better. Man, very fragile place. As soon as it makes contact. Oh God, that scares the shit out of me.
F1 in the house allows you to toggle builder mode BTW.
And builder mode lets me move things that I've placed around, I am pretty sure. That's a 7-round magazine. That's a 2-round magazine. Come on. Come on. Okay. And that's unload. And that's load. Then I can use place. No, I didn't want to place it down there, but I like to keep all my firearms related stuff on the same shelf. There we have a couple of Glock magazines when I get around to finding Glocks. That rifle has 19 rounds of ammo. Those magazines are empty. No, that one's full, that one's empty. Take that magazine. Those two weapons use the same magazine, and I only have 2 bullets for it. We'll leave that as is for now. That uses 9x19, not 9 or 9x18, right? Pick up the smaller one and examine it. No, that's 9x19. That's got a ton of ammo that I can use in the MP5. I thought that used different ammo. I don't need to be carrying the Nagant then. I can take that sucker and reload it. Now it's just a 9mm, but that's a 9mm carbine as opposed to a 9mm pistol. And I will have to retreat to reload it because I only have the one magazine currently. But that is a big difference. Actually, let's unload that. And we can drop that 0 mag right there too. I think I'm closer than I was before. All right, let's... I cannot move weapons. I can't move the things I've placed. I can move the furniture. The hell with it, it's there. That's funny. If you're not 100% above the shelf, it goes through the shelf. But, hey, whatever. I'm on board. I'd like a nudge system. Or a more precise placement system. You know, a way where we could pick up things that we've dropped and maneuver them. But that's a wish list item, right? That's not a, hey, do this for me. That's down the road. All right. So I have gotten myself to the point where I have no hydration, right? I absolutely have to find a way to feed myself. Oh, I forgot to drop that magazine. That's great. That's exactly where I wanted it too. I can put that in my nightstand. Cigarettes, CD player, and toilet paper. What else belongs in your nightstand? I don't see the ability when you're placing something to maneuver it. You know, spin left and right. Which, if I want to put these books on a shelf, that kind of would be a requirement, right? I'd like to do that properly. And maybe it's just because I don't know how the system works. So let's give that one more try. Maybe it's me, not the game. It's not Q. Not the WAS.
When you place things, the bottom left has a guide to the key bindings.
Okay, rotation is right mouse button, it says. It says right mouse button rotate. Scroll, adjust, rotate. Well, right mouse button is not. That's scroll. With and without.
It's
right
middle mouse button.
There we go. It took 3 attempts to get it to accept the right mouse button command. So that it's just a little goofy. That's okay. I can work with that. Goofy is normal for build modes, especially in a brand new game. Now, one question I do have is, are these books ever going to be something we can read? Because that would be interesting, having books in game that you read and, for example, fishing. It gives you some
Hi.
bonus to fishing. Hey Ranger, welcome aboard. The exciting world of book placement. And those two are duplicates, so I could have sworn I had one called cooking. That's why I haven't been picking it up. Oh, now it's behind the, and I can still see it, so that's good. So I have the MP5K, the AK-74. I've got the Mosin.
Book stacking simulator. LOL.
Exactly. No human would stack books like this. But, I think I figured out what the cans are for. And if they're not for, if the cans are not for this, then he's made a mistake. How would I use the can? No, there's no using the can. And I'm automatically using oxygen just by getting in the water. All right, so he's made a mistake. He's given us empty cans. He's given us water. He's given us a need to drink water. And he's given us things like the portable stove that I could use to boil water. He's given us all the ingredients to give us the ability to create our own clean water. And yet, the only way I can get water is out of crappy soup and canned pineapple.
Taking a break from 76, leveling scoreboard. I need 14 levels to get to the next rewards.
Doesn't the scoreboard change in a week? That's a lot of levels to cover in a week. I mean, if he's willing to take advice from a gamer who's played lots of survival modes,
Thought it was August? Well, shite.
Oh, no, well, I don't know. I don't remember if it was July or August. I'm not playing 76 right now. So it could be August. Never quote me on 76 facts. So yeah, having played a lot of survival-based games, he gave us all the materials to provide our own water, and then won't let us provide our own water. I want to say that's an oversight on his part, not intentional. Because he clearly has all the materials here. And think about it this way.
LOL, yeah, just got back into it to take mind away from work stress, even though doing dailies is my second job LOL, but taking break from building in Minecraft.
Right there is how you provide clean water to yourself. In a real survival situation, you put fire in that happy stove, and you put water in that can. You boil that water, you drink the boiled water. No microorganisms survive boiling, and you're properly hydrated. I don't know what more to ask for. I wonder, does screenshots work in this game? They do. I'm just going to
Is there base building, or change/move furniture around in this game?
I certainly can move the furniture around. Let me pick up this rifle. That's a spawn point, so I can't cover it. All right, but let me see. How do I grab the? I also have to. Well, I just did something to that stool. I don't know exactly which.
Always love a good survival game, or even a bad survival game too. Nice.
Tab is furniture catalog, so. Let's place this stool. Of course, we're limited on where we can place this thing. The right mouse button is rotation mode. All right, click the mouse button and it changes it from rotation to placement mode. There. And okay, you see the box that tells you can place it. There you go. Now in theory, and placement is G. Now, all the things with a dot on them are objects that I can do something with. What I can do with them right now is limited to my knowledge, and, you know, I'll be honest with you, it's my knowledge of the game is very limited. And, like, I don't want to move this rack because I've put stuff on the rack. I don't want to move the table because there's not a lot of stuff to move, not a lot of place to move the table. I put stuff on the sofa, so moving the sofa is not conducive. If I took all this stuff and put it somewhere else, now I'm thirsty again. And that's why I'm not really thrilled about not being able to boil water. When I log into this game again, I'm not going to be able to do anything effectively because I'm going to be dying of thirst. And F1 leaves. I'm dying. I can't drink from the lake. And I have all the tools necessary to drink from the lake. So, just like the last save of this game, what I have to do is get out of my equipment, I'm stuck now. Thank you. Before I die, I have to drop all this. I'm dying of lack of thirst, of lack of hydration. There's no reason for me to be dying of thirst. But I am, and it's pissing me off because everything about that is wrong. There is nothing right about dying of thirst when you have a lake and all the materials necessary to boil water. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave and then come back in just to ensure that I have a good save point. Now I'm going to end the stream. And I'm going to send a note to the developer about that. I have all the materials required to boil water, and the game doesn't permit me to do it. I feel like that's a flaw. Whoop. I'm going to switch this over to the ending screen and thank everybody for coming out for the up to 4.5 hours we've been out here playing.
You might want to play the
Road to
release/$20 Steam version if you want to write them a letter.
That's true. I don't know if that feature is in the full version. I will have to investigate that before I condemn the game. However, my experience with it right now is I have all the materials to survive.
Take care.
Thank you, Ranger. I have all the materials to survive, and the game is saying I'm not allowed to. As a demo, that if that's a feature that's available in the full game and not in the demo, your demo is making me not want to play the full game, not invest the money. That's something that a developer should think about when they're putting the demo out. You should be making the game the most attractive to the player, and the demo should limit you in how far into the game you can get, not how many features are available to the player. Especially when it's a survival-based game. It definitely frustrating turn of events. Only because it's going to be, I'm a week or two away from payday, so it's not something I'm shying away from at this point. The game is very interesting to me, and like I said, Steam recommended it to me as a Fallout player, and I went solely on the Steam comments that it was a strong game, and I find it to be a strong game. The resetting by going into your cabin, I have a love-hate relationship with that right now. Storing my gear that I've recovered forces me to reface the same enemies that I've already faced, but it doesn't restore my health. It restores my enemies, but not me. That's a rough dynamic that you have to work with. You do have the choice of like taking melatonin and sleeping in the environment. So that's an option. But while you're in the environment, if you didn't count the number of enemies correctly and you're asleep, they kill you. And then everything that you've collected is gone. So yeah, I think it's a hard survival game. compared to other survival games. And I'd be very interested in knowing about the hydration mechanic before investing a lot of time in it. Because remember, well, $20 is pretty cheap. In my instance, $20 is an investment that's not insignificant, and a $20 investment for me to find out that the same mechanic that's missing in the demo is also missing in the full version of the game.
Try Green Hell sometime, yet. Screw that one, but still fun, lol.
I've watched Green Hell. It's one of those games that I will enjoy watching, but it's not for me. With $20 being the price point on the game, I am certainly not telling anybody not to pay it, and it's definitely worth it. I'm not. This is a one-man show. He has made an incredible game. It's to only charge $20 for early access, and I am making this very clear too. If I pay $20 for early access, and then the game gets released and they say, all right, now pay me $60 for the game, then I will have a very different attitude. This is not something that Steam has not done before, so this is not a opinion coming out of left field. That being said, if this mechanic is exactly the same in the full version or the early access version as it is in the demo, I kind of feel like they're gatekeeping the progress behind what they think survival should look like, and they're putting the survival behind, no, you have to go collect this stuff or go develop this type of survival situation, whereas no, I have fire and I have tin cans and you gave me a lake. I have everything I need to survive. And one of the comments was, you don't even have to engage in combat at all. You can choose to just fish your life away on the side of the lake. If that were true, if that's 100% true, then I should be able to do exactly that. I should be able to create my world where I'm surviving and only engage in combat when the raiders come after me. And if the mechanic isn't there for me to boil water in order to have clean water to drink, I don't know what to say. That's just that's not an example of well thought out survival mechanics. But I do absolutely think that this was an excellent production. I mean, the guy's got several dozen firearms represented in the game. He's got multiple attachments that can be added on to different firearms. The compatibility there's based on the tutorial, there's some compatibility limitations that aren't exactly realistic, but I understand it's game mechanics versus real life. And then there's there's the other side of that. In real life, painkillers don't enable you to be almost superhuman in the recovery department when you've got an injury, and splint doesn't allow you to just walk on your leg when you've broken your leg. So yeah, it's there's the give and take. So yeah, I think that this is one of those games that I'm going to explore more fully, and I definitely think what I've seen so far is very interesting. We'll probably play this again next Monday when I have a little bit more understanding of it, and perhaps I'll send a message to the developer just asking why in the demo I can't boil water. And I think that that's the most polite way to do that. I have all the tools necessary. Why
Looking forward
can't I?
to it.
So we'll take another look at this. I hope that everybody will join me. I may or may not stream tomorrow. We have a new DLC dropping for Warhammer 40K, but the team is not 100% on whether or not we're going to stream tomorrow, and we're definitely going to be streaming on Wednesday. So we may, and I am not streaming 40K without the team, and I am streaming the character creation in the new DLC. So if you don't see me tomorrow, you will see me Wednesday, and we'll be doing the new DLC for 40K Darktide. So until then, take care, everybody. Check in on friends and family. Make sure everybody's doing okay. I'm Rob. Thanks for gaming with RP.